as I was just discussing with the previous expert, that perhaps people have, after the experience of demonetization, stopped keeping large amounts of cash, and therefore those who expected that the 2,000 rupee note would be withdrawn at some point of time would have been erring on the side of caution. That's one view that has been expressed. There are others, of course, who believe that this is a move that could cause some amount of chaos and disruption.
Yes, Madhav, obviously there would be chaos because India is a country where people do keep a lot of cash in their home, and not everyone is rich enough to keep on going to bank and keep on using their ATM, because circulation of 2,000 rupee note happened long time back, and the fact is that people could have a lot of 2,000 rupee note. Remember, the notification clearly mentions that you can go to bank and keep up to go and exchange up to 20,000 rupee. Now the question is, if someone has 30,000 or 40,000 rupee with them, will the bank accept, or will bank refuse to accept that amount of money? The other aspect is that how smoothly this transition can take place from today till 30th of September, because that window that has been given is till 30th of September 2023. We don't want to see a repeat of what happened when demonetization happened.
Please stay with us. Please stay with us. We have Mr. Prakash Gaba, market expert, joining us. Prakash Gaba, there are many who are painting different kinds of pictures in terms of the impact this could have. Some believe there could be disruptions. Others believe that it will only hit those who have huge stashes of black money. How do you see this entire move impacting on the economy, and particularly in terms of the real estate sector, where, as we all know, there could be huge sums of black money that were at least present in the past? How do you see all of this playing out, Mr. Gaba?
Well, it looks like for a common man, I don't think there should be any problem at all. I don't think so. For the simple reason, 2,000 notes were not available as it is. They were not being issued from the banks. They were accepting it but not releasing it again. So common man does not have 2,000 rupee notes. Problem is with the black money. Well, if it hits hard, let it hit hard. It's perfectly all right. And you can, 20,000 is not a big thing. You can just deposit the money in the bank, exchange it. What's the big issue? People don't have 2,000 rupee notes in their hands because it's been withdrawn. I think looks like it was not in circulation, if that is the case. It is being hoarded by black marketeers. Well, that is the case. If it impacts them, so be it. Good for the economy.
Yes, so but there are many who believe, for instance, senior citizens who may need cash urgently for hospitalizations or any such exigencies. There is a segment, particularly in the middle class, who does keep a certain amount of money as cash, and that amount of money could well be over 20,000. What happens to those individuals if they actually have, say for instance, 2 lakh rupees in 2,000 rupee notes, and they will say that this is perfectly legal money that they have earned? What can they do, because the amount of money that they can exchange or deposit will only be 20,000?
Well, I think that requires a clarity. For me personally, I think I have 1 lakh of rupees. 2,000 kept for emergency. Okay. Now, still it is a legal tender.
Okay.
Nobody can refuse to accept my money. Suppose I go to a hospital, they will have to accept it. Full stop. Now, if I go to bank, maybe 20,000 can be exchanged, but you can deposit as much as you wish to, if it's with me.
Okay.
I have around 1 lakh of rupees. I'm telling you this. Absolutely.
Right.
So I don't think that's a problem.
Okay. But sir, what about, because we were given to understand that there could have been some limit. Is there any limit on the amount that can be deposited?
I'm not aware of that. Maybe that requires a clarification from the government.
Yeah, because
how much you can. I think what I understand is that 20,000 can be exchanged across the counter. Whether you can deposit as much as you want to, because I feel it still is a legal tender. Banks cannot refuse.
Okay,
I may refuse, you may refuse, the bank cannot refuse because it's a legal tender.
Exchange also. I just want to read out. I'm just reading out. Sir, I'm just reading out, if you don't mind, if you just indulge me for a moment. This is point number 7 in this statement that has come out from the RBI. The point number 7 says that in order to ensure operational convenience and to avoid disruption of regular activities of bank branches, exchange of 2,000 rupee banknotes into banknotes of other denominations can be made up to a limit of 20,000 at a time at any bank starting from 23rd of May. To complete the exercise in a time-bound manner and to provide adequate time to members, all banks shall provide deposit and/or exchange facility for 2,000 banknotes until September 30th, 2023. Separate guidelines being issued for that. The facility for exchange of 2,000 banknotes up to the limit of 20,000 at a time shall also be provided at the 19 regional offices of RBI having issued departments from May 23rd, 2023. RBI has advised banks to stop issuing 2,000 rupee denomination bank notes. Public are encouraged to utilize the time to deposit and or exchange the 2,000 banknotes. A document on frequently asked questions on the matter has been hosted on the RBI website. So very interesting, Mr. Gaba, that you have clarified that for us, that as far as the deposit is concerned, at least at the moment, the RBI circular does not seem to have a limit on that because it continues to be legal tender. That's very interesting point that could make a lot of difference and could perhaps reassure all of those individuals who perhaps may be having a lakh or 2 lakhs amount as cash, and that amount that can therefore be deposited. That's a very, very important aspect. And do you think that this is perhaps the biggest difference between the demonetization exercise that we saw in 2017 and what we're seeing happen now, Mr. Gaba?
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest difference. It was not a legal tender then, it is a legal tender now. Legal tender, nobody can refuse, not even banks.
Right. So there was a view expressed, amongst some of the panelists who joined us at the beginning of the show when this news was just breaking, that perhaps we would be seeing a rush of, individuals to markets to perhaps spend the money they have. Do you see that kind of a situation emerging, particularly with those who may have huge amounts of unaccounted cash, Mr. Gaba?
I don't think so. For the simple reason, I will tell you one thing. It is a legal. When earlier thing happened was a demonetization. It was no more a legal tender. Now it is a legal tender. Legal tender, nobody can say no to accepting it. Only thing is anyone who accepts notes will have to think, can I deposit the same in the bank? Of course you can deposit the same in the bank. So perhaps people would like to spend money, but how much? They